As we celebrate our Platinum Jubilee year, we reflect on the vibrant legacy of St. Lawrence Martyr Parish, a community built on faith, love, and service. From humble beginnings in the 1950s, this parish has grown into a place where people find not only their faith, but a true sense of belonging, a home where everyone is welcome. Together, we continue the mission of St. Lawrence, being a light of Christ in the South Bay and beyond. By 1955, the faithful of St. James Parish had grown so much that a new parish was needed to serve the community. On May 1, 1955, St. Lawrence Martyr Parish was born. Named after a Roman deacon renowned for his faith and generosity, it would soon become a place to belong for a diverse and growing community. Monsignor Daniel P. Collins, entrusted with the foundation of this new community, saw the potential for a parish that would not only serve the people, but embody the spirit of St. Lawrence. On September 4, 1955, the faithful gathered at the Knights of Columbus Hall for the very first Mass of St. Lawrence Martyr Parish. It was the beginning of a place where people could gather, not just for Mass, but to be part of something larger, a place to belong in faith, love, and community. Monsignor Collins knew that for this new community to thrive, its members would need to work together in service to one another. His vision for parish life included guilds, neighborhood-based organizations where men and women came together in faith, charity, and camaraderie. These guilds laid the foundation for the vibrant parish life we know today, where faith is lived not only in the pews, but also in the service and actions of its people. As Monsignor Collins said, the guilds are what made it all possible. These groups created a place to belong for everyone who walked through the doors of St. Lawrence Martyr. Building a new parish wasn't easy, but the spirit of generosity and unity shone brightly. In 1956, families pledged their support, 1 month's wages over 20 months, to raise the funds necessary to build this new community. Over $500,000 was raised, a remarkable sum for its time. This collective effort embodied the spirit of St. Lawrence, a spirit of generosity and sacrifice for the greater good of the community. Through these sacrifices, St. Lawrence Martyr Parish grew into a place to belong, a true light of Christ for all who sought to serve, love, and be loved. One of the greatest legacies of this parish was the opening of St. Lawrence Martyr School in 1956. With 6 faculty members, including the Sisters of St. Joseph of Carondelet, the school began to educate and form young hearts and minds in faith. The school was not just a place of education, but a foundation for future generations of parishioners, each child carrying the legacy of faith forward. For these children, it was a place to belong in Christ's light as they learned to live his teachings every day. As we look back on our rich history, it's clear that the spirit of St. Lawrence Martyr is alive and well, not only in the church building, but in the hearts of those who have served and continue to serve. Their stories are the heartbeat of this parish.
I came to St. Lawrence in 1965, and so we've been parishioners here for 60 years.
I've been a parishioner here since I was born.
Our very first memory of being here at St. Lawrence Martyr Parish was the very first Sunday Mass we attended, and we were pregnant with Monica and Serafina. As soon as we stepped foot in the church, everybody was saying hello and welcome, and it meant the world to us. It meant everything.
Monsignor Collins once a year would rent a bus, and all the altar boys went to Disneyland. My mom let us out of school for that one day, and we created a nice bond.
At that time we had guilds. I was a guild captain for 2 years, and that's when we all got together at different meetings throughout the year, and then we took care of the church things that had to be done, the library, the kitchen.
My family moved into the parish in 1960 when I was 3 years old. So our family and my own life as a Catholic and my faith life have been tied up with St. Lawrence basically my entire life.
We moved into our house in 1955, and that's the year that the church was built. I looked into Father Ara, who was here at the time, and way back, yes, way back. And he helped me, and I became a Catholic at that time. Yeah.
If I were to be honest, I wouldn't be who I am in my faith journey if it weren't for St. Lawrence. Monsignor Paul Dotson, Monsignor Mike Linehan, oh my goodness, he welcomed everybody, and he'd go get donuts every Sunday for the people. It just was a place of incredible welcome and inclusion.
We were there on the day that the school opened. We began school here in the 6th grade, and each of the next 2 years the school added another grade, so we got the privilege of being the oldest class for 3 years.
I remember Sister St. Joan. She was our teacher and the principal,
Yeah.
and Sister St. Catherine.
I remember being an altar boy and riding my bike to 6 o'clock Mass in the morning in the dark.
We have been a part of the community since our kids needed a place to go to school. So basically over 30 years now, which has gone by in a blink. But the thing that it did mark for me that still holds now is all the priests in residence have a real concern for who they are ministering to, who their flock is.
Its best quality is its people, great people that are here. That's what attracted me to apply to be the pastor here at St. Lawrence.
Dave and I have the same friends today as seniors that we made here at St. Lawrence. And I'm going to quote Pope Leo, but I think it shows what St. Lawrence is. He said, "We find that in coming together in friendship, building up community, we find the true meaning in our lives."
John Keenan and Margaret Ann Keenan are my parents. They would go to Mass at the Knights of Columbus Hall back in 1955. I would see people, receiving communion, and I thought they were receiving mints, little mints and stuff.
I was a Eucharistic minister, and we went to a hospital that's gone now. One patient was a young man that was paralyzed from the neck down, and he had been shot, and he wasn't Catholic, but I gave communion to the other man in the bedroom, or in the hospital there, and he asked me to pray with him. He says, "I'm not Catholic, does that matter?" I said, "No, it doesn't matter. Of course I'll pray with you."
We've been parishioners ever since we attended St. Lawrence Martyr Catholic School, so for me that's been 11 years now.
And for me it's been 9 years since I was in kindergarten.
Being lectors has definitely impacted our family life. In fact, we've been bringing our parents to church. That's what also our parents they joke about as well.
Well, I went through RCIA here personally, actually, so I became Catholic well here at the church.
It's all about getting involved to meet people and become part of the community. And so I started lecturing because I actually did that when I was in high school.
I altar served a lot.
I started altar serving in 5th grade. Father John Neiman was the coordinator at the time, so he trained me at how to altar serve. And I remember that kind of being a doorway that led me to appreciate more what prayer was about, what was happening in the Mass.
I'm excited to be starting my 5th year at St. Lawrence Martyr, my 4th year as principal. And we just have a beautiful community. Our parents are very active in the school community. Our students love learning about their faith. One of the highlights of our academic year is when our students get to go to Mass and participate in First Friday liturgies.
We came to St. Lawrence in 1971. One of the favorite things that I like that Father Dotson has done is that Christmas time. We have the lighting of the Christmas tree and the music outside.
We heard about CFM, Christian Family Movement. So those two things started what we call our involvement. And for me, the journey became all those people that were involved with us. And since we didn't have family in the area, all those people started to become our family.
I think the value that's been proven here that's made my life and our life, I think, better is family.
What you get here is acceptance for the children, as well as for yourself.
Being truly part of St. Lawrence means you got to get involved. Because it's not what you might get, but it's also what you might give.
Well, if you can't find something to keep you busy in this parish, you can't find it any place. Because there's something for everybody here.
St. Lawrence Martyr celebrated its first Mass in its temporary church, now the Parish Hall, in December 1956, a humble space that soon overflowed with faith and hope. It was a place to belong for all those seeking the light of Christ, even in the most modest surroundings. With every milestone, the parish's commitment to service and faith grew stronger, as did its desire to be that light for others. In May of 1957, the church, school, and rectory were dedicated, a tangible reminder of the strength, faith, and generosity of this community. It was a moment to honor the sacrifices of those who built this church and to recognize that St. Lawrence Martyr was now, more than ever, a place to belong, a beacon of hope, and a light of Christ for the community. In August of 1965, a decades-old dream was realized when Mass was celebrated for the first time in the parish's newly completed permanent church. Designed by a prominent architect, the church stood as a testament to the parish's remarkable growth. With a seating capacity of 1,200, the church's spacious interior reflected a thriving, expanding community. Blending traditional and modern design elements, it became more than a building. It became a South Bay landmark and a sacred home for generations to come. As we reflect on our Platinum Jubilee, we celebrate not only our history, but our future. The spirit of St. Lawrence Martyr continues to live in the hearts of our parishioners as we carry forward the work that began so many years ago. Whether it's in our service to others, our education of children, or our prayer together, the legacy of this parish lives on in each of us. We remain a place to belong for all who seek Christ and a light of Christ in our community. From those first days in the Knights of Columbus Hall to our vibrant parish today, we are a community united in faith, service, and love, celebrating the spirit of St. Lawrence Martyr. As we continue building on our legacy, we remain a place to belong and a light of Christ for all who walk through our doors.
I think for the future of St. Lawrence, I want them to continue to have this beautiful community that they love, and that they can love it back, basically, and continue to keep it.
That it continues to develop, as they say, a place for people to belong.
My hope for the parish would be that it continues to be the vibrant community that it is. There are many activities here, many opportunities to get involved.
That we continue to listen for God's direction.
I can only hope that the community that's here will carry on all the things that they have been given and see that in a Jesus-like way, kind of pass them on, pay it forward type of thing.
My hope for the future is that the families that are coming through, that I see at the soccer field, that I see at the public schools, I see at Riviera Hall, that they come back to the church and not only send their kids to the church, but they also come to the church themselves.
And St. Lawrence has been a light in my life, and Dave and I will be here in July to celebrate our 54th anniversary. So happy anniversary to St. Lawrence Martyr.
It's been a gift of faith, love, belonging, and again, community. It's been amazing.
Happy 70th anniversary, St. Lawrence Martyr. Our journey continues.